Collective, you are making excellent progress. Now is the time to persevere. As cosmic energies are stirring, you soon will receive a sacred dispensation. Hello, beautiful souls. Thank you guys so much for joining me here and welcome to my table. If you're new here, hello, my name is Zachary. It's nice to meet you. And if you're returning, it's good to see you guys again. Pull up a chair or stand, whatever works for you. So, my collective friends, I do have, well, a collective message here for you guys. A lot of information came through here in meditation as far as channeled messages go. So, I'm going to dive right on into it. And there was one oracle card pulled, and we'll go over that as well. Actually, I'm being told to just start here. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Spirit. Sounds good to me. So, number 17, toe. I love that this is, I'm going to read the back here, but 17 is the star card. It's the star card. So this is perfect, I feel like, for the message here as well. Renewed hope or fortune after difficulty, being able to receive the sacred dispensation, right? You've gone through something, we've gone through something like a tower moment, and now, well, we're due some hope, okay? Some love, some peace. All right, toe. Workings of divine timing are significant now. Cosmic energies are stirring, and you are destined to receive a sacred dispensation. This will provide your soul with words, energies, and understanding necessary to accomplish your true purpose in all its fullness. Persevere. Be motivated by the spiritual beauty of your destiny. You may not see the signs yet, but you are making excellent progress. Yes, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Moving towards destiny here too, as we have moved into the age of Aquarius officially, snaps for Aquarius, right? We're moving into destiny, you guys. Things are still being dismantled, but we're moving to the light. So let's get started here. First thing that came through symbol-wise was a crow. And what stood out to me about the crow, typically, magical sight, it can be spirit guide, that sort of thing. The connection point between the spirit realm and the physical realm. A guide to help divert you from bad luck, actually, is what stood out to me about the crow. So this is sitting here showing you the way. I was shown a crow as it was standing, and then this crow took flight, or as it was flying. So it feels like there is a moment where something needs to be moved away from, action needs to be taken, etc. We'll get into that a little bit further, though, to see exactly what Spirit's pointing at here. The next thing that I was shown was a house sitting on a hill, and the house was cut cross-section wise so we could see into this house. The message that came through on that was we can now see inside, which is perfect, as we're moving into, or have moved into the age of Aquarius here. Now is not the time for illumination or illusions, excuse me. It is the time for illuminations. No more are we going to be disillusioned. We're able to see straight into what in the hell is going on with this house. The next thing I was given was a steer. So a steer is a bull, a male cow, that has been neutered. So they are meant for beef. They are meant for food at that point. The message that was coming through to me on that was actually nature's wrath. Nature's wrath. The natural function of this steer was removed. It feels like this message is very much, well, this is very much a collective energy. This kind of energy has been going on for quite some time, where there has been an inappropriate use of power. There has been a lot of action taken against higher natural law, that sort of thing. So nature's wrath, you guys, that sounds pretty exciting, right? That sounds fine. That's fine. The next thing that came through was, reconnaissance. Reconnaissance and remiss both came together. Reconnaissance, I did look this up to get the literal definition, and I'm glad I did because this stood out here. So reconnaissance is a military observation of a region to locate an enemy or ascertain strategic features. It can also be preliminary surveying or research. So either of those or both of those, both and, I feel like apply to this situation. As I've said before in previous readings, it's not my intention in any way to get into politics, and I will still not get into politics. I can, however, see that, well, there's a lot of shit that's going on around that really shouldn't be going on. Okay, that really does interrupt, well, it goes against nature's highest law, the sovereignty of all. Okay? Remiss, lacking care or attention to duty. What is our duty? Well, to obey the highest natural law, right? Right. That's what we're doing here, okay? Moving forward. The next thing that came through was suture, a suture. So holding a wound together in order for it to heal is the message that I got from that. I don't take that as like we're needing to hold something together in order to heal. There's a lot of divisive movement. I'm not saying that things should be accepted in this division, but the message of suture is coming through. There is a need for a suture. I'm seeing like an emergency staple is really what I see. Something that is there to hold flesh together so that we're not bleeding out, right? This is an emergency procedure. Okay. The next thing that I was given was the crown. It was a crown. So I had an image of this shining crown that was above a person. I actually didn't really see the person very well. The focus was on the crown. And the message that came through on that was, don't look at who's wearing the crown, just look at how shiny it is. Very much brought to like the Wizard of Oz. Don't look behind the curtain. Don't look, you guys. Nope. Nothing's happening here behind the scenes, right? Just look at how shiny everything is. Look at how shiny that new phone is that you got, or how shiny the new house or car. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with purchasing things. I will say that capitalism en masse is absolutely a distraction. It's a distraction, okay? So look behind the curtain is what's coming through there. Just before I was about to record here, I was shown an eagle's beak. So an eagle has, they're like two little points on it that come together with the bottom and the top part of the beak. The bottom part of the beak was downturned. So the way I take that eagle is a symbol of freedom. Being a part of the mouth, this is something that we are consuming, right? This is necessary for our survival, sustenance. We need to eat. Having the beak not correct, upright here, we're not able to consume something that we're supposed to consume or that we need to consume in order for us to experience freedom. The last thing that I was given was, they called it a peace dove, which was interesting. A dove, but it was totally dive bombing towards the ground, you know, like doves do. Not, I'm kidding. So it was dive bombing down. The way I took this was that peace is descending and chaos is ascending. And this is not the way that it's supposed to be. So there's a need to switch this, kind of like the beak, the eagle beak as well. There's a need to switch this in order to experience freedom, in order to experience peace. Okay, let's get into it a little bit further. Any other oracle cards here, please, Spirit? You want me to get into the tarot? All right, we'll get into the tarot. Might pull some oracle cards here in a minute. Yeah, okay. So, collective, let's get into this. Let's see what's going on. Before I get too far into this here as well, this is the collective channel. You guys, hello. I do have a Divine Phoenix Rising Tarot. That's my main channel. Some of you may have come over here from that channel. If you're new here to this channel, I encourage you guys to take a look at that channel too. That's where I do zodiac readings for all the signs. I also opened up a meditation channel. So if you guys are interested in guided meditations, I do utilize some of the sacred symbols that have come through in other readings in those meditations. So you get a guided meditation and also the magic of those sacred symbols at the end, okay? All channels are going to be pinned at the top of any channel that you're on here, so feel free to check that out. I'll put links in the description of the video too. All right, what do we have going on here for the collective? Can we get some more information here on this message, please, Spirit? Like one more here. So page of Pentacles is what comes out. And 10 of Pentacles. Ooh. Destiny. We were talking about destiny here in Spiritual beauty of your destiny. Okay, so to start here with the Page of Pentacles, what I'm really noticing here is this individual looking through that pentacle as if it's like a spyglass. Illumination, not looking behind that curtain. Page of Pentacles here is taking something that currently exists and making it better. Very reflective of the Age of Aquarius, to be honest. In order to create things, there must either have been destruction or destruction must take place in order to create something new. Page of Pentacles is taking something that exists and improving upon it. So we're talking about this process of improving something, you guys. And this isn't it's not like a surface level improvement. Like we're not filling in scratches on a wood floor. You know what I mean? We're pulling up the wood floor because it's rotting and replacing it, or maybe even demolishing the house. In meditation, that cross section of the house there is standing out to me. In seeing into this house, we can see where there is rot, right? We can see where there's mold, where there's been water damage. We may need to tear this whole house down. We may have to start over again. And this isn't, it's not this is not a call to any sort of violence. I just need to be very clear as I'm giving these messages because I know there is a lot of unrest and fear right now everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere. This is a call to action, though. We're no longer, sitting on our ass and letting the mold rot our walls. We're doing something about it, okay? Whatever that means, wherever you are. The Ten of Pentacles coming through here. I love that it's the imagery of the elephants, too. I am drawn back to, actually, I do want to pull one of these cards. I'm drawn to the wild unknown. There's the crow there at the bottom, too. Oh my god. The elephant in the wild unknown deck. Ganesh, obliterating through obstacles. There's also an auspiciousness to the elephant in this deck here. So something good coming forward. Your sacred dispensation, right? In order to get to this legacy destiny energy, ultimate material and spiritual abundance, shit needs to be broken through. I'm feeling, let's pull an animal card here since that came through. What else here? What else here? Spirit, regarding this message for the collective. Whoa. Well. Nightingale here at the bottom. So this is connecting your heart or using your voice here to express what's on your heart. The throat chakra, the voice, is the first portal from the interior realm here into the physical realm. So like I said, we're not sitting around anymore and just being quiet about the water damage in the bathroom, right? The mold that's growing in the walls. So Phoenix comes through here. The Phoenix Rising, you guys. Divine Phoenix Rising here. The Phoenix is that energy that moves from the root chakra. This is the root chakra, the Phoenix here. The root chakra moving up to the solar plexus chakra, the first through the third. We go through this process over and over again. We're burning through karma. We're burning through programs, systems, very connected to this Age of Aquarius energy. We're not doing the same old shit anymore. We ain't doing it, you guys. I'm not doing it. And there are many people who are not. I mean, feel free to continue to do the same stuff. There certainly is a timeline split, if you want to call it that. As we're talking about ascending into 5D, from 3D to 5D, not everyone's coming. Not everyone's moving there, okay? Your pass to the fifth dimension here is what you're doing here now. What it is that you accept, what it is that you don't accept. How you respect your own sovereignty and the sovereignty of others. There are these timelines that are parallel right now. Some that are existing in a higher experience and some that are stuck in a lower experience. And this is why we're seeing such a disparity, between the two. There are a great many people that are also taking the sovereignty, independence away from other individuals. This is not, I feel like it's important to express this too. We're not allowing that to happen. We're not here to turn a blind eye to the shit that's going on around us. There is a balance between, our peace, our inner peace, and seeing what's going on around us and pretending that we don't. What comes to mind is an example of like seeing a homeless individual, houseless individual, someone who is asking for money on the side of the road there. How many people, especially when you're parked, maybe next to somebody, you just pretend to play with the radio, or now all of a sudden you're on your phone. You know what I mean? That kind of behavior, that's a no. That's a no-go. We're not doing that anymore. That is not a pass to the fifth dimension. That is not a pass for ascension. And I'm not saying that, you need to give $1 to every person who's asking you for money, but let's stop pretending like everybody else around us are not human. Let's stop. Let's stop doing that. It's okay to wave at people. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to treat people who you may consider below you in some way with respect for their own sovereignty. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're dealing with, okay? Gazelle is the other energy that comes through here. Grace is what comes through. So this process, as we're burning through karma, we're doing this with grace. What does that look like? It looks like making eye contact with that person that maybe, you would normally consider avoiding. I'm not saying you need to sacrifice anything of yourself. We're validating that other people here are human beings too. We tend to be really good about it when somebody, messes up or acts from a place of shadow. We're very quick to point out to someone or anyone that somebody is in fact fallible, is human, has something wrong with them, etc. Or to do that, to do that all year round too. We are coming up into the holiday season, and one of the great things about the holidays is the spirit of the holidays, right? That giving spirit. Why do we need an excuse to give? We don't. This is what grace looks like as we're burning through that karma. Okay. Can you give me a little more information here on the Ten of Pentacles, please, Spirit? Oh. Eight of Wands and Ten of Cups, too. Woo! Building a better community. Stronger connection to the divine means building a stronger community. Totally. Ooh. Eight of Wands comes through here, too. I love the imagery here on this Eight of Wands. We're taking steps. We're ascending through steps. We're examining how we are or are not contributing to the things that are going on around us, okay? We are all connected. We are all a web of experience. Nobody is an island. You cannot make a decision or an action without it having some sort of ripple effect outside of you. Let's stop pretending like that's the case. And I don't think that this is everybody, not everybody is this way, of course. We can all slip into that shadow experience, though, and we do. This is just encouragement to say, let's watch it. Let's be better. Let's learn better so that we can be better, and then let's be better. Okay? But this is good news. That sacred dispensation is standing out here, too. Where are we going here? Do an archetype. Can we talk about the good news? What's the good news, Spirit? What's the good news? It's a Sagittarius energy, too, and I am recording this in Sagittarius season. Messages are timeless, but yeah, I mean, this is the time to bring things into balance, cohesion. Cohesion, two extremes, to bring that into harmony and balance. The threshold is what comes out. Yes, we certainly are at the threshold. So the good news here, how did they put this? You may not see the signs yet, but you're making excellent progress. It's coming, you guys. I know personally, I've been hearing a lot around me too. There's a lot of impatience toward some sort of movement. Well, this is movement, the Eight of Wands. The reason why there's not movement that's happening here yet is because we're waiting our turn to like plummet off into oblivion. We don't have permission to jump off into oblivion yet because, well, or those of us that haven't accessed this space or cannot access that space, there is a need to prove some sort of responsibility. The duty, okay? Remiss. We would be remiss to jump off into this beautifully infinite creative space in the state that we currently are. But we're right there. We're right at the threshold. Can you tell me a little bit, what is this threshold here, please, Spirit? Ooh, the Travelers. Interesting. So this is particular to this deck. This is an adventure. It's movement. Things finally moving forward. Yeah, and that's totally the energy of the season here, being in Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Things have been stalwarted for quite some time through the process of disillusion. Have we allowed ourselves to be disillusioned? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we're doing here right now. We're moving that energy on purpose. We're requesting to see through that house. So we're given access to that. This is the new adventure that's starting here. How do we get ready for this, Spirit? How do we get ready for this? Six of Swords. How do we get ready for this transition, this trip that we're taking here? Something needs to be released. Six of Swords is a transition. It's moving from where there has been war, where there's been violence, to somewhere where there's peace. We're being led to somewhere where there's peace. It's help coming at exactly the right time, too. What needs to be released here, Spirit? Death here at the bottom. Yes. This, I feel, this is Pluto. This is Pluto energy. Not that I feel, it is Pluto energy. Pluto being in Aquarius here. It's time for transition. It's time for change. Whether this is happening through the natural process of death or the tower needs to come through. I feel like both. Both are going to happen. What needs to be sacrificed here to, or released to take this trip, Spirit? To make this transition, what is it that we need to sacrifice? Nine of Swords. We need to sacrifice. So, okay, we need to sacrifice the fear. And this doesn't mean not being afraid. This means taking courage. The Nine of Swords here, they're facing the, or they're going through this person's back. The person is facing away from the point of the swords. It is time to face these swords, you guys. These swords are anxiety, insomnia, that nightmare that we experience as we're dreaming and wake up and realize we're still in this nightmare. It wasn't a dream, it's all real. And it's going to be that way for a minute until it's not. We're being asked to face it. There's a process of mourning that happens with the Nine of Swords too, when we lose something that really matters to us. To find a balance between comfort and making change to maybe provide more comfort. The sacrifice is getting uncomfortable. Okay. We cannot continue to do the same old shit and expect something to be different. As a globe, as a planet right now, we are where we are because of the decisions of every single person who has existed on this planet up until now. We can't continue to make the same decisions and expect different results, is what I'm trying to say. It's time to try something new, okay? I feel like there's one more here on the Nine of Swords and the sacrifice. King of Wands, yes. This isn't the time to be arrogant, you guys. We're actually tearing arrogance down, right? I'm brought back to, well, hey, there's a crown there floating above. Oh, interesting. It's got all the chills on this here. Interesting, because this individual is not really even an individual. Like I said, I couldn't see in the meditation what it was. And this entity are holding, two humans here on either side, creating division. Oh, you guys, it's time to look behind the curtain. What does that mean? What does it mean to look behind the curtain? Every single one of us are getting intuitive hits. We all have intuition. We all have the ability to tap in spiritually. There have been messages coming through for quite some time. They've been ignored for quite some time. What I think about is if you want to look at the analogy of ants, the population of the planet being ants at this point and through much of history have been ruled or controlled by a select few, a very small percentage of people that maintain a very large amount of capital. And since we place so much importance on capital, we are also writing that narrative of who has power based on how much capital they have. So this is what it means to look behind the curtain. To start maybe rewriting what it is that we consider to be valuable or important or necessary. To start looking at the role that we're playing in dismissing access to our own sovereignty. I know it may be an unpopular opinion for some, maybe not on my channel, but for some. To glorify and to put on a pedestal those who have mass amounts of money, fiat, capital, is very freely giving away our own power. We're giving permission to somebody else who we consider to be, well, essentially untouchable. The only reason they are is because, well, we're allowing it. So let's look behind the curtain, okay? Look behind the curtain. I'm feeling on a crow. Do a crow oracle here. What else do we have here for the collective? 2. Okay. Curiosity, yes. We're being asked to get curious, like I was saying about peeking behind the curtain there. Getting curious maybe and going, well, there's been a curtain here this whole time. I never even thought about thinking about it. Maybe I should start thinking about it. Ooh, got all the chills on this here and a little dizzy. Wrath. Nature's wrath. Ooh. So this energy, wrath, this is anger. This is anger that's then taken to the degree of retribution, wanting revenge, wanting something, recompense even. I am not encouraging that. The book even does not necessarily encourage that. It says to become curious, well, to think about it. Is it benefiting you? Is it benefiting others? Is it benefiting the highest good to be in that place? If so, well, we are in the age of Aquarius, right? I guess last time we were in the age of Aquarius, 1776, we were looking at the French and American revolutions. I would say that is a great example of wrath. And again, I'm not encouraging that, you guys, to be very clear. I'm simply stating historical facts, okay? Just historical facts. Spirit, can we get a little bit more information here on wrath? Why is wrath here? Oh my God. Woo, okay. Ooh. Justice is what came out. Okay. Lovers here at the bottom too. So with the lovers, elephant imagery again, glittering through obstacles, a choice, a decision needs to be made. This is a decision. This is a moralistic decision. Maybe doing what it is we think we need to do versus what it is we want to do. With justice and wrath. My God. Okay. Help me out here, Spirit. Like I said, I'm not, well, you know what? Okay. What's coming through? What I'm hearing is I have your back and cavalry with nature's wrath. Nature's wrath here. The way the book describes this, these crows, one of their babies got killed by a raccoon. the entire group of crows here, this murder of crows, is going after this raccoon. And this raccoon is sitting on a tree, like trembling, can't even think about anything except what's happening. And they're not going to make it. They're not going to make it through that situation. There was a decision that was made that was the wrong decision to make. And now, well, justice will be upheld. Balance will be struck. It has to be, especially when we're talking about natural law. So I'm feeling this is less about maybe our anger or what we may or may not want to do here in this physical realm, and more nature coming through here and saying, hold my beer. Oof, okay. Where else are we going here, Spirit? One more tarot. Can we get a little bit more here on justice? What does justice look like? Six of Wands. This is a victory, you guys. It's also recognition. So this idea, there's a lot of sun imagery here throughout the cards. Illumination. Something being illuminated, that curtain being pulled back, that house being cut in half so that we can see inside. This Six of Wands too, the story from the Rider-Waite tarot, is this individual went to war. They're coming back from a war, and because they survived, they're being celebrated for it. This is that success. Being recognized and celebrated for your contribution and ability to survive the war. Very interesting. I don't necessarily mean this to be literal, but I also know there are things that are literally going on right now too. I take this more in the sense of, we're all always at war, right? Every single day we leave our house, or even not, with ourselves, with others around us, with society, with, those that wish they could maintain power, etc. I feel like there's one more here. Why the Six of Wands? Interesting. Dominance here at the bottom and influence. So as I'm talking about this war, dominance, this is an effect where, this energy is present around a lot. The more that we do work to illuminate things, to pull back the curtain, to look into the nooks and crannies where the mold's been allowed to survive for quite some time, we're maybe receiving more of a dominating effect towards us. We're not allowing that to be threatening, okay? We're not allowing that to be threatening. With influence, this coming through here and recognition with the success, what I'm getting here, you guys, this is typically substances that this is talking about. It's reminding you of your own influence. The influence that you do have just existing, thinking, hoping, working to bring more love into this situation. And that's not always turning a cheek. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. For some of you, though, I feel like in moments of despair, when there is great fear, and this isn't a judgment because I certainly have been in those places many times myself in the past, reaching for a substance of some sort to help us feel better. There's a caution to this right now. In order to, this is what is desired for most of us right now, is to numb. For ourselves, but for those who would like to maintain power, they want us to be numb, you guys. They want us to be stupid. They want us to be in the dark. So there's a caution towards that. Encouragement in smoking cigarettes, drinking, smoking weed, sex, gambling, porn. And I'm not saying like on its own, there's necessarily anything wrong with any one of those. But when it becomes a daily habit of anything outside of, maybe eating food, sleeping, drinking water, there can be an issue with that. You're being asked to pay attention to that, okay? You guys are intelligent, so use your head, heart, and intuition to decipher, if this message is for you and what to do about it. So, we're being requested here to release the ways that we are disillusioning ourselves. This is how we're switching the dive bomb of peace and the rise of chaos. We have to come to terms with the role that each and every one of us are playing. We're all installed on the same house that is life, just different windows around this entire experience, right? We do all have different perspectives and maybe can see into different rooms in the house, or we have a different angle on the kitchen table. But every single one of those windows is necessary in order to let the light in to illuminate the space. Something like constantly participating with something to numb yourself out is not allowing maybe the shades to be drawn on your window, or it's allowing it to become cloudy and dirty so the light can't come through. Again, no shame or blame, you guys. That's if you knew my full history, like ain't no shame or blame, okay? There does come a time where we have to grab the wheel. We have to take the helm of our own ship, though. So where's this going, Spirit? What's next? What's next for us? Okay. 7 of Swords and 6 of Cups is what came out here. So, we'll start with 6 of Cups here to start. This is nostalgia. Dovetailing off of the influence here. I feel it's important to impress again here to just be cautious. If you're somebody who feels like, well, our better days were in our past, or I don't know, make America great again. Oh, good God. Our better days are not in our past, okay? Is what's coming through. Our better days are in our future. And any sort of behavior where we're looking to pull something from the past is always, always going to create chaos in the present, because the past belongs in the past. The future belongs in the future. The present belongs in the present. And anytime we start mixing that up, we're going to have a bad time. So we're being asked to be present here, especially with that influence coming through, to be in the present moment, no matter how painful it is. We're all birthing this bitch together. We're all having labor pains right now. We can do this, okay? 7 of Swords coming through. This is a sneaky theft betrayal kind of energy. So a couple things that are actually coming through on this. With influence, like we're talking about here, maybe avoiding what is needed to make this transition, etc. Lacking in grace, denying the ability or the process of going through and burning through karma. This is stealing from ourselves. When we choose to numb ourselves out instead of participating in the human race, this is a theft and betrayal not only to our own soul's journey, but to the evolution of all living beings. There is also a note with the 7 of Swords here. In the Rider-Waite tarot, the character that's in there is stealing 5 swords from the enemy's camp on the other side. The purpose of this, and they're leaving 2 swords. The purpose of this is to avoid a war, to be sneaky, to have some sort of theft kind of energy, to participate in that in order to avoid a greater war. Sometimes sneaky behavior, well, it is for the highest good of all. Being human is tricky AF, you guys. It is. It's not an encouragement to do that all the time. But since the message really kind of revolves around that, that's coming through here. There is, maybe we need to get smart, you guys. Well, we do. We do need to get smart. The 5 of Swords here too, so this is conflict. It's fighting for the sake of fighting. It's a hollow victory. We are taking that away from the enemy's side, whenever that looks like. So they're left with the 2 of Swords, a decision. Pressure between 2 dominating forces. Those dominating forces, we don't need to be a part of that. Let them experience the power struggles that they want to experience. We don't need to be a part of that. We can decide to step away from that. And that doesn't mean ignoring it, you guys. That doesn't mean, oh, I don't see anything. There's nobody asking for money next to my car. That's not what I mean. These are the way, it's the way that we think. It's the way that we feel. It's the way that we do or do not allow fear to take over our heart. That's the 5 of Swords that we're taking away. The ability to be controlled. It's time to wake up, you guys. It's time to wake up. Okay, where else here, please, Spirit? I'm hearing done. You want me to We'll do one of these here. Okay. Final piece of advice here on this message for the collective, please, Spirit. This isn't an easy process, but sacred dispensation, that sounds great, you guys. Nice fatty reward. About time. Okay, perfect. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. Yes. You know what? I'm actually going to read this straight from the book because I feel like it's that important. This is the, I'm getting chills on that too. You're welcome, Spirit. Thank you too. This is the Five of Swords that we're taking away. We're not following anymore. Okay? Let's leave that in the 1900s. Where it didn't belong there either. Okay. Forge, don't follow. If you wait until the path is perfectly paved, you won't be forging your own path, and you'll likely not even take the first step. Don't let a small detail like being unable to find someone to show you the way be the reason you don't step forward and lead. Let it be the reason that you do. The most courageous and needed leaders are the ones who don't wait for permission or until the morning they wake up feeling ready. They take a deep breath, put one foot in front of the other, and figure it out as they go. They don't wait for someone to lead them, they lead themselves. This is a card for leaders. It's time to lead, you guys. You're here to pave a path that hasn't been walked before, to go first and lead the way for others who are calling you in. If you feel misrepresented in the media, step forward for all those who also feel misrepresented. If no one's speaking out on the topics you feel passionate about, share your unique voice. Get on YouTube here. Hey, there's no one on earth who comes close to possessing your unique combination of skills, gifts, and life experience. Don't look to those who have come before you to work out your path. Leaders must forge their own. Do it for your daughter. Do it for the younger you. Ooh, all the chills. Do it for the leaders who will follow. When you go first, you make it easier for others to follow your lead. Forge, don't follow. Whew, all the goosebumps. I actually pulled this card right before I started this channel too. How are you being called to forge rather than follow? How can you be the leader you wish you had? Okay, collective. I love you guys. I'm going to close this message off here. I hope this is helpful. Don't forget how much power you have. A lot. A whole hell of an axolotl, okay? I love you guys. I do have personal readings open if you need help with something individually. My website is in the description of the video here. Cash App and PayPal links are in there too if you feel called to donate. Not like mandatory, but I do appreciate helping grow this channel too. Okay. Take care of yourselves, you guys. I'm not going anywhere, so don't abandon ship yourself. We got this. Be well.